Imagine a desert. In the middle of the desert, the endless sand around. Cactuses, maybe just a few around scattered. Nothing really amazing to look. Boring if you're not going on an adventure. Now let's imagine two people, two guys, and you just appear there and they're stuck. Now let's imagine that guy A, it's guy A and guy B. Guy A decides to say, "Oh my God, I'm stuck here. There's nothing I can do. This place is so endless. This place is, there's no bridging around. There's no one to help me. I'd have to just stay. I'll just stay back there and, do nothing." But guy B knows that place is so uncomfortable. He knows that he doesn't want to be there. He has somewhere else he wants to be. The city, maybe a forest or whatever, something just different than the scorching and harmful sun of that desert. So what guy A decides to stay there, relax, maybe they have a little supplies. So guy A decides to just, manage the supplies for as long as he can live. But guy B says that he's going to set out on a journey towards finding another destination, towards finding something different. He doesn't want to be there again. He doesn't want to be stuck. And then guy B takes a step. He moves. He doesn't know exactly the direction he takes, but he moves. Starts taking one step at a time, one step at a time. He's getting farther, he's getting farther, he's getting farther, he's getting farther. Who do you think has the most chance for his survival? By the way, there's definitely something at the end of that desert. Yeah, we are being real here. If wherever you are in the desert, definitely there's some city here or another country there or one thing or the other. But you're not going to find out if you do not move. And as before, who has a better chance of survival? And to me, the person I would say that has a better chance of survival is guy B. Who has a better chance of living a more, fun life, more interesting life, much better life? Guy B. And do you know the other thing too? Who has a chance of living a harsher life, a more disturbing life? Is also guy B. You have to make your sacrifices. Who has a chance of being saved? Definitely is guy B. Guy A is just there managing supplies. He just decided that he's going to build up a tent and manage. Just going to stay in the middle and he's not going to try to move anyway. What if his supplies runs out? What is he going to do? Is that when he's going to start trying to find a new plan? I think by now you should have gotten the whole point of this story. And that is to say that in life, there are always going to be desert times. You might have just been starting out and you don't know what to do. You don't really have so-called a passion or whatever. You don't have, you feel like you don't have a direction. Everywhere is like endless sand. Everyone feels like they're making it, but you just feel stuck. Or you could be in the middle of a war. You've started working and all of a sudden, things just start becoming so overwhelming. Everything starts becoming endless. There are so many possibilities of things for you to do, but you just don't know what exactly to do. Or you could be an expert. You've succeeded, now you're famous, but now everything just becomes so misaligned. You feel like out of touch. You feel like, is anything worth it anymore? Endless sand. It can be in any form. It's not only for those who are in the starting. It's not only for those who are in the middle. And it's also definitely not only for those who are expert position. You could be any point of this three and you could be lost. But the only one thing that is going to help is starting. Yeah, I sound weird, right? But you have to find something to start on. I would say that I am from the point of not really knowing anything to the point of being in the middle, not really rich, the expert point of view. So I might not really be able to give much of that. But when I decided I was going to start working on my different craft, I didn't know what to do really. And honestly, before I started to get confused, I started watching YouTube videos. I was started to get out the tools I needed to use. Okay, when I got out like a list of tools I needed to use, I found okay, which one am I willing to use now? Which one can work on my laptop at that point? Which one is something I would love to learn? Which one has more tutorials? Which one has more opportunities for me to learn from? Which one has more opportunities to be lucrative for? And that's how I started. But first I was confused. That's why I went to YouTube. And that's the solution. You have to start somewhere. And because people say you have to work hard, people start to think that they must do something super significant. It can be little stuff. Watch YouTube video. At the beginning, I'm not saying you should always go watch YouTube videos. But for the beginning, when you don't know what to do, watch YouTube video. Learn. There are people who have gone ahead of you and have done all of these things that you want to do. So you have to start from somewhere. Take YouTube video, watch it. Then you have to make sure you start the real work. If you're in the middle, like me, there was a time, just a little time, maybe a few years into the whole grind era. And I just felt so confused. On a daily basis, I didn't know what to do. And it made my work so slow. I was feeling behind. I wasn't getting up and getting work done. Just basically do a few things in the day to just make me smile a bit. But I know deep down that I was confused. I was lost. I felt lost. I felt like I was in the desert and there was nothing around to look for, to run towards. And then I asked myself, I came up with a little way to cope with that and asked myself, just imagine I am in a dark road. And not really dark, but evening time, dark, not much street lights. And I feel lost, but no one around to ask. I said, I just look around for maybe a signboard, maybe a map of the area, or a plan or something, or a signpost, a street name, traffic light, or whatever. Have a checkpoint where you go back and you can reanalyze from. That is why having a plan is very important. That's topic for another day. But you have to have a plan. Before you take any new step, before you move in any new direction, you have to have, okay, what is my expectancy? You have to have an idea of how you will go about it. And you have to also open your mind for the chance that it might not go exactly as you planned. But one thing that is the most important is that you have to start. It's easy for someone to just come here and start talking about this. But there are facts to it. Look at anybody, successful person. The common thing you say that they work 12 hours a day and blah, blah, blah. Most likely you wouldn't even hear that they worked on so and so. That is the common thing with success. Work. The common thing with success is work. That's why Elon Musk has almost 7 or 8 now successful businesses. Because he has mastered the art of work. He understands how to work, how to put himself in a condition of work. And definitely that has evolved based on his amount of accomplishments. It has evolved to maybe instead of spending almost the whole day working, maybe reduces it to 12. And that's how it all works. You have to put in the work. Nobody's going to come take you except yourself. But there's nobody, even no matter how much someone tells you anything, if you don't get up and put in the work, nothing is going to change. nothing is going to change. Let's picture that guy back. He was running now. Guy B, he was running, he was walking, and then he saw the silhouette of the city that he wanted to go to. Or maybe he saw the silhouette of a place, whatever it may be. And he knows that someone is there. That even if he just makes it enough to land at the gate of the city, that someone can help him. He has more chance than being scorched and lacking supplies in the middle of the desert. The only solution is work. Give yourself time. Give yourself the drive. Look at people around. Learn from their examples. There are a lot of people that have succeeded in whatever field that you think you want to do. Go check YouTube. You'll find them. There are free courses. In fact, you don't have to pay. There are free courses all around. There are people that give advice, give you secret tips or one hack or the other. And they work. Only if you put in the work. That's why it is said that there's just one rule to succeed. Yeah, there might be principles, wake up early, morning routine, whatever, consistency. But there's just one rule. And it goes without saying. Start. Give yourself space for failure. Yes, you have to start, you learn, you try, and if you fail, you start again. Maybe this time before you start, you make a little research. You start, you learn, you try, fail, start again until you win. So that's it. Doesn't have to be this long. All you need to know is start. But people don't understand. You hear locking here, locking there, and you think it's a joke. It's not about social trend or whatever. It's about your life trend. What can you make of your life? And the only way you can do that is by starting. You can go review your plans. If you feel lost, review your plans. A lot of successful people say it. Review your plans. What can I do for the week? Have a weekly plan. What can I do for the week? What can I do for the month? Just short term, what can I do? And act in it. Because those little steps is what made that guy find the hope, and is what made that guy find the city. If you feel lost, imagine the two scenarios. Imagine either you stay in your loss or in your place of confusion and you do not do anything, or you try and find a way, and hopefully you do find a way. And when you look back to the fact that you had the courage to try and find a way, no matter where you are, you'll feel proud of yourself. But the one thing you must do is start. And if you like stuff like this, you can start by subscribing to this channel. Like, share, and comment. What are your thoughts? What are you feeling lost in? It will be helpful. Someone there in the comment or even myself can see and help in the little way I can. I'm not really a professional. I don't really have so much experience. But with the little I have gone through over time, I hope that this little effort I'm making to help actually works. So thank you for tuning in today. Have a nice rest of the day and try to have a nice life. It only happens when you start. And I promise you, it will all be worth it. Thank you.